Welcome to Immedi Chats.
Take 2.
Sup, Craig?
Craig, man, I knew he was giving you a hard time, bro, but you ain't had to leave like that. Hey, man, my woman was in here trying to get my attention. I had to duck out. I had to go see what that was about. I didn't want to make no. We get it, Craig. We understand. It's okay. Don't let it happen again. Is all I'm saying. You need to chill.
We don't understand.
I cannot believe that Gregory would do this to us.
Gregory. Ooh, that's how you know you're in trouble when you put the O-R-Y. Shit.
Gregory.
What did you say to me? What did you say to me? Whoa. Oh, we're talking about ice cream, and you called me lactose intelligent. That shit made me laugh.
That's right.
Oh, gosh.
Lactose intelligent.
Well, hello again. I had an entire, probably 5 to 6 minute long conversation, just Craig and I, about you guys that may or may not have gotten deleted just now. That's fun.
That's cool. I had a rant.
Yeah, pick up where we left off. You were saying how you're annoyed.
Guess what, guys?
What?
Wow. See how he just interrupts me?
I just
I
found the
know.
keyboard key that I popped off like almost a week ago.
Wait. What key was it?
Tilde.
Oh, fuck that key.
An irrelevant key. I've been fine without it, but I did still want to find it.
It's because she got a name like Tilda. She didn't want to be a part of it no more.
That's right. Okay, yes. You were saying, Erin was saying she was annoyed because Halloween pre-sale go.
Oh, yeah. I just am not where I wanted to be. I want to do a Halloween pre-sale on these cookies, and I just am behind the fray.
You think you're still going to do it?
I
Is there a chance you might not do it?
think I'll still do it in some capacity.
Okay,
Just might not offer as much as I normally do.
I gotcha.
We'll see how it goes. If I can
Well,
get
that's...
them, if I could get it posted by, let me just see.
I mean, we're 10/7.
If I can get it posted by Wednesday,
Mm-hmm. That's a good 2.5 weeks.
that gives people,
No, more than that. Like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
well, I would need to know people's
You're
order
right.
by
You're right.
like the 21st.
Yeah. Which is 2.5 weeks. Okay. Well, sorry you're annoyed about that. I understand why you're annoyed about that.
You just don't want to put all this thought into something that it not go well.
Right.
And then I would want to offer stuff next year as well. And am I gonna throw all my eggs out this
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
I have to reinvent.
Right.
I don't think you have to reinvent. It's not like they're going to go back and look at the last year's pre-sale and see if there's new stuff or not.
I guess you're probably right.
Like, it's good to add new stuff, and if you do want to like redo your marketing each year, then that's fine. But I feel like you could like reuse the like samples and stuff you have pictures of. You don't have to start from zero every single year.
I mean, I've done that before, and I feel like I've been more successful, like, if I do reinvent, but I
That
don't
feels
know.
like confirmation bias.
No commentary.
Also annoyed, was giving Lyle shit because he left the utensil drawer, like, not even a little open, all the way open.
Bitch was wide open. Could have broke a leg on it.
We're gonna post that on Instagram.
Okay, do it. You should.
As a 37-year-old man, like, I just feel like you're at a point in your life where you can close the fucking drawer.
As a 37-year-old man.
Okay. What's the what's the statistics on a 38-year-old woman's ability to turn off a light switch?
Oh, fuck. Here we go. No. Now we throwing darts.
Depends on the situation.
That's how
Yeah.
many people are calling her name and how many children are in her legs.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Okay, so I was given the people
People.
via Craig was given the people a little quick synopsis of what we're going to do today. I guess it's going to be a pretty typical episode. We're going to, talk about what we've been up to like we always do, and then we'll have a little impromptu discussion on a topic of my choosing. And then we'll do some non-conspiracy theory, and then we'll do some did you know, and then we'll do some fun top 3. Lyle picked a fun top 3 this episode, which made me think it'll be a good preface to next episode, which I think should be Halloween themed. What do you
Yeah.
guys think? Yeah?
I'm into
Cool.
it.
We'll discuss what that looks like, but I think we should do it. God bless you.
Sorry.
Oh, Lord. Speaking of Halloween, she trying to scare me.
It's always like it's like spinning the wheel on The Price is Right.
Mm-hmm.
When
Shut
you're out.
up.
No, I'm not talking about your sneeze, self-defensive. When you're out there in public and you're talking to somebody and they bring up Halloween,
Yeah.
like how fast do you like explain to them how into Halloween you are?
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're into, because we're not like crazy into it, but we
No,
do
but
really enjoy it and we like to like dress up and we usually will like schedule watching some Halloween themey movies with the kids every year
yeah.
and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, do I tell this person that we were married and engaged on October 30th or no?
Hey, Aaron, I don't trust people who don't like Halloween.
Amen.
I agree.
Aaron started this game with me last weekend when I was visiting them. It was, I don't trust people who, and then you fill in the blank. And we went back and forth for quite a bit. We were agreeing on quite a few. I mean, maybe almost all.
Yeah.
Some good ones. It's a fun little game. You should play it with your people.
It's because it's the only thing that Toby and I agree on.
What we hate
That
about people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haterade.
Haterade.
I
We
feel
like
like
the
I've
same
I've
thing.
had some good quips about that in the past.
Give us one.
Like
You don't trust people who.
order mild chicken from Popeyes.
Oh, I've been there.
Speaking of Popeyes, their blackened chicken don't play, yo.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Well, it's good. It's a little spicy, but also like I don't think they prep it. So when you order it, they gotta go skin the chicken and
Oh, okay.
like it takes a while every time.
Got it.
I've
Yeah.
never ordered blackened chicken and pulled up to the window and they're like, "Here's your bag of food."
Ain't
Yeah, no.
nothing worse than getting to that drive-through window and they say, "Hey,
Could you
could you
pull
please
up,
pull
please?
into the?" Oh, I hate it. Oh,
You know what my
So
dad used to tell Popeye specifically because they're like the worst for it?
Hmm.
He used to be like, no.
Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm in
so
a whole ass car, bro.
when I worked for the Taco Bell franchise, that was against the rules for Taco, at least for our franchise, but probably in general, for them to ask people to pull up.
Mm. Yeah.
But the reason they do that, for anyone who might not know, is when you pull up to the drive-through, like the speaker box, a timer starts.
Right.
And they're timing how long it takes them to answer you and get your order. And then when you move up from there, a new timer starts, and then it's
Mhm.
how long it takes them to get you your food. And
Yeah, it
at Taco
reflects
Bell, it's
badly on
supposed to
them.
be at Taco Bell, it's supposed to be like 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes from the time you leave the speaker. It's supposed to be like less than a minute to take the order, and then 3.5 minutes from when you leave the speaker till you have the food in your car and you're leaving.
Mhm.
I mean, we
Um,
all know why they do it, which is why it's annoying.
Yeah,
It just gives them excuses to be bad at their job.
that's right.
I mean, I get it sometimes, like especially something like Popeyes where like everything is fried and that's not a fast process. So if they ran out of something unexpectedly, it could
Maybe they
take a little while
catching
to
up.
restock.
Mhm.
But it's like it is also pretty much every time. So
I
that's
think
Yeah.
kind of
to
like the
my
McDonald's ice cream machine at this point.
I think to my dad's, point at that particular time, he was the only person in line.
Yeah, for real.
I
Why
mean, you're
they
not
do that?
holding anybody up. You're just ticking their timer up. That's what
Yeah.
they're trying to
Right.
say. It's the timer.
Mhm. Hey, Aaron, turn your gain up just a little bit.
Hey,
Okay.
hey,
Cool.
Aaron,
What?
I love you.
I love
Aw.
you.
Aw, you guys. Remember, he left the drawer open.
You motherfucker.
Look
Whoa,
at me
whoa,
stirring
whoa,
up
whoa,
shit.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay. So we're gonna have a conversation. It's kind of serious, but I think it's a good conversation. And I'm genuinely curious. I know
But
some of
wait,
the answer.
did we not talk about what we're have done?
Oh, I guess we should do that. Damn, we've been talking so long, I forgot. Yeah, let's talk about what we've been up to. I went visit you guys, and y'all have been doing stuff with the kids all week. The end. All right, moving
Yeah,
on.
pretty much it.
I
Yeah, I
read
went
a
to
whole
visit.
book in the past week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I started it
nice,
on Monday and I finished it on Saturday.
nice. I
Great news.
worked a lot, not at my normal work office all week and last week, so that sucked.
Gross.
Worked late a lot. Yeah,
Oliver almost scored a goal this past Saturday.
that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, he did almost score.
I got to watch my first soccer games of them last weekend. Like weekend before last, this past weekend. Shit, that's confusing. Anyway, we went to Costco. Always a good time.
As you do.
What else of note? I don't think anything.
I'm trying to think. I don't think too much has happened. I started a new game for Halloween month,
Hmm.
and the Saints are currently losing on Monday Night Football. So,
Yeah, good times.
hmm
Okay. Well, there you go. There's the recap. Okay, so topic. So yeah, I was saying, I think it'd be an interesting topic to talk about. It is one that I think I know some of the answers to, but maybe I don't know all the answers to, or at least your opinions on the answer. So let's discuss. The topic is, as a parent in 2024, I'm curious, what are the things that scare you most for your kids growing up in this time? What's at the top of that list? And then, however long we end up talking about this, maybe like as they get older, what are things that concern you in this world for them? Because I know I don't have kids, but I know if I did, man, I could be worried about everything. I worry enough about them as my godchildren with the shit that goes on. So anyway, there you go. That is the question I am posing. Thoughts, responses, opinions?
do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Um, sure, I'll go.
I mean, it
Um,
could just be kind of open, jump in.
yeah, one of the things that I worry about a lot is, well, my biggest fear for my kids is suicide.
Yeah,
Like that is my biggest um just from like cuz just kids these days are just doing that so early it seems,
yeah,
and just hoping that we've made it known enough that it doesn't matter who you are, um who you love, what your feelings may be, like come to us. We will be there for you.
right.
Um Yeah, that's my biggest fear.
Did you guys ever lose anyone to that in school? At any point in school?
Um, there was
Mm,
a bunch of
nope.
loss in Lyle's class, but I think of it was to that.
Not there was somebody at a different school that some of my friends knew, but nobody that I knew while we were in school, at least.
Yeah, I had a classmate in, I want to say it was like 10th grade. He committed suicide, 10th or 11th grade. It was a guy I knew, and at some, like, we weren't close friends, but we had hung out because it wasn't that big of a school, and he actually lived in our neighborhood. His mom was a teacher, a second grade teacher at the elementary school I went to. She wasn't my teacher, but I mean, we knew who she was and who he was. But yeah, he committed suicide in high school. Have no idea why. Never really talked about it much. Nobody really talked about it. It was weird. But I mean, I guess what do you say?
Yeah.
You know? But that was it. Just that one isolated incident, and there was no discussion about it. But you're right, Aaron. You do hear um, that more often nowadays. Kids are doing that.
I think that's a social media symptom.
I
Not
agree.
only them being able to be bullied anonymously or bullied at a larger scale, but just being able to see more stuff, compare themselves to other people, and when something does happen, more people will see it.
Right.
Because like if
Right.
something would happen when we were kids and it was on the news and you didn't watch the news or nobody told you, you never knew.
Right.
But now if something happens, like there's a there's a decent chance that it comes across each of our different feeds on whatever you're on.
Right. Well, not only that, just little things at school that happen. There's a good chance that 10 kids all have it on video and it's been texted around and it's been
Right.
posted and it ain't never gone away versus the word of mouth that we had to deal with.
Yeah.
I so would support some sort of legislation restricting uh, the use of social medias at a certain age or forcing those companies to have some hard requirements. I don't know what that looks like, but
So I
man, I think
learned this
that's terrible.
recently when I was trying to set stuff up is now I can't remember exactly why, but a lot of companies have the minimum age at 13.
Yeah.
And that's something to do with like when you're legally considered like responsible or a person or something like that. I don't know exactly the how it worked, but
Mm,
basically like a lot of companies will have their minimum age set to 13 and you can't make an account younger than that unless it's like
right.
Nintendo. I've made accounts for the kids and it has their birth date in it, but they are tied specifically under my parent account on a family plan.
Uh-huh.
So I like approve or disapprove everything that they do basically.
Right.
Whereas something like Facebook doesn't really have that functionality built in. So they just don't let them make it unless you put a fake birthday in, then
Right. And I
whatever.
think it's tough for parents to know how to use parental controls on all these devices. Like that's a chore.
Sure is.
And for someone who's not tech savvy, I know a lot of people who have kids that I know them and they're just not tech savvy. They don't know about time restrictions and about code passwords, and a lot of people don't even realize you could restrict internet time at the router level to specific devices. Things like that. I
Right.
think it's so hard. That kind of stuff should be out there more. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and I think that'll get better as people our generation are like having kids and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Because then they will be a little more savvy just in general.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But you
it's
gotta build it in as like an easy feature into these devices so that
right.
people can just do it and not really have to study, or else people are just not going to do it.
Yeah, because for some reason, like Oliver's computer, I have set up his Microsoft account's tied under mine.
Hmm.
And every time he opens like one of his games, it prompts to ask if he can use Spotify.
Oh.
And the game isn't opening Spotify. It's not using Spotify in any way. It's just something that when that game opens, it like triggers Spotify to try to launch or check to see if it can open.
Hmm.
And I don't know why, but like I'm like, I don't mind allowing him to use Spotify, but he doesn't have Spotify account or anything set up yet. So
Yeah.
it's just I know what I'm doing and it still is annoying to deal with.
I'm opening a competing streaming service and I'm calling it Spiderfly.
Spiderfly.
Erin said she was going to do my logo for me.
It's gonna cost you money.
Yeah, I'll pay you.
I don't do anything for free anymore.
We know.
Dang.
They pay
Okay.
me $50,000 an episode for this podcast.
Okay, great. Now everybody knows.
I mean, no, I pay them.
I wish that was true.
I clicked the monetize thing on the Spotify for Podcasters app the other day, and it lists like all the things you have to do to even remotely be considered able to be monetized.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first one was like reach 10,000 subscribers or something. I was like, oh, okay. I
Yeah,
guess our handful isn't going to cut it.
it's crazy. Like, so on Twitch to be monetized,
Yeah.
you have to have 50 followers
Hmm.
and uh for like a month or maybe it's 2 months, I don't know. Maybe it's 3 months. You have to have 3 like an average viewers of 3.
Yeah.
Um and that's it. And then you become an affiliate and then people can subscribe to you and donate money and stuff like that.
Nice. Well, at least Spotify, they make you feel good. The last option is post your first podcast.
Oh yeah.
Like,
And then
oh, you're almost there.
YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and like 3,000 hours of watch time
Oh,
to get
wow.
monetized. So like it's just but the bigger the platform, the harder they want to make it because
Sure.
you just get like incidental views and listens and stuff like that. They don't want to pay nobody nothing.
Right, right. Okay, what's something else that bothers you, worries you about kids growing up these days?
I tend to try not to worry too much about anything
Sure.
because
We know.
if I worried about everything that there is to worry about, I just wouldn't exist, basically. There's
But you
just
have to agree that there are some things worth worrying
no,
about.
I know, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, I
Damn.
try not to focus on anything because, like, I know some people, like, wake up and they think about the things that are worrisome today, and, like, I would never get anything done if I did that, I feel like. So, anyway, I try not to think about things too much, but when they do come up, they do bother me. And my probably chief thing is the not just the school shootings, but just like the threats of school shootings
Yes.
because it doesn't even necessarily have to be a kid in the school, although that's awful enough. Because like I mean, but outsiders can just walk into a school. Like they make it hard, but it's not impossible. Like
Right, right.
it's and it's just like that can go bad so fast and there's no real reason for it. Like what you're not proving anything. You're not making any sort of a statement, really.
You're not solving anything.
Right. You're just violence for the sake of violence. And I mean that's what people with problems do. I
Yeah.
get it. But like I don't know. It's just I see that and I'm like there's ways to prevent these things or lessen them or lessen their impact and even the easy paths aren't being taken and it's frustrating and
Yeah.
I worry about them for and like there's been a bunch and also now we punish our children, we correct our children, we yell
Yeah.
at our children sometimes. We as far as I know have pretty much never spanked our children or anything like that. But these motherfuckers that are on in junior high and high school and posting in discords fake threats about school shootings and shit like that
Yeah.
could use an ass whooping from
Right.
somebody, whether it's their own age or not.
Mhm.
Like the kid across the street from us was nervous to go to school a few weeks ago, his parents told us, because of just some threats that he and his friends were seeing on Discord at, like, another school in the parish.
That's
And it's
terrible.
like, a fucking 12-year-old shouldn't have to worry about that shit in their life. Like,
Right.
or
I know I
the
never
stories
did.
right, or the stories you see online of, like, this kid that got the, like, light up shoes they wanted and then come home and ask their mom for new shoes because they did a drill and they were worried because their shoes lit up that they would give away if somebody was coming in their school to hurt somebody.
Right.
Like, that's the type of shit that kids shouldn't have to worry about. And if
Absolutely.
we can't solve it, then we're fucking up. Like, it's not that hard to fucking solve.
I mean, we at the very least damn sure should not be politicizing it. That's what
Right.
really chaps my ass too.
Correct.
Come on, man. These fucking kids.
Like, they
Ugh.
shouldn't have to worry about stuff like that. Like, our kids are in an elementary school, and they're
Right.
doing, I mean, like, I forget what they call them, lockdown drills,
Mhm.
and they notify us when they're gonna happen. I'm not sure why they notify us, but they do. But, yeah, it's like, that's so ridiculous, so
How
absurd.
sad is it that we had bomb threats and we thought that shit was fun because we got to go outside.
Right, go stand by the football stand
Yup.
for an hour.
Never even would have crossed my mind to be scared of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a very big one. Something I think about for sure. And you guys happen to live in a town where there was a pretty big gun violence incident
Yeah. Mass
um,
shooting at the, movie
at
theater.
a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
And you had just gone, right? Like, that week
Yep.
to that theater?
Nope.
No.
yeah,
Supposedly, the guy had scoped out all the area theaters, and the reason he chose the one he did was because there was access to the back of the theater so he could get away faster. Um, but I went to see that movie that week, like 2
yeah,
days prior to that happening, the movie it happened in.
yeah,
It killed 2 people and injured, like, 8 or something,
yeah.
but, like,
So it's
that movie
there.
theater
It's
had to completely redo its entire inside,
right.
not only because of the damage caused to it, but also to prevent people from knowing exactly where it happened
Yeah,
unless you were there. You couldn't say theater 2, seats whatever. They
right,
changed it to ABC theater.
Yeah.
right.
And they
The
redid
point,
all of the theaters because if you redo one, well, that's obviously the one with the new chairs.
yeah. The point I'm making though is it's in your fucking backyard, right? So
Yeah.
Yes.
it's worth worrying about, I guess. You kind of just have to. I don't know. Okay, anyway,
Now
yeah.
there is, police a police officer that's on duty at our school,
Mhm.
um, every day. They go through metal detectors every day, but I don't know how accurate that is because, like, they can put it on, like, different sensitivities depending on what type of group of people are coming into the school that day. Like,
Mhm.
if it's the students, then it's one sensitivity, and if it's, like, parents, it's a higher level, so it'll detect more things.
Yeah,
Anyway, my
It
point is, I don't know that it really does much of anything.
right.
feels it feels like nothing to me because the kid, like, Oliver has to take his umbrella out of his school bag every day to go through the metal detector, but his water bottle that probably has more metal than the umbrella passes through just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, supposedly they dial it in to pick up, like, a pocket knife or whatever when the parents are going,
Mhm.
but I walked through it with my mostly steel boot and my crutch, and it didn't go off,
Yeah.
and they were surprised that it didn't go off. So,
Yeah.
like, that's kind of like a lot of the shit in the airport, it's like it's to make you feel safer, but it doesn't actually make you safe.
Right. False sense of security. Yeah.
And that school is surrounded by a 6-foot chain link fence with no barbed wire on the top. So, like, you could just
Yeah.
jump that fence at any point in the day.
Right. Right. Okay, anything else coming to mind that you want to bring up on that topic?
I was talking with my dad the other day about it, and he actually had a pretty good idea. Like, put like freshly retired grandparents with young, um, elementary aged grandchildren in these schools. Like, give them the proper training and whatever, whatever, but to be like the security for the school, you know? Their own blood is in that school. So, like, I don't know, something along those lines would be a good idea just for extra added security.
Mm. That's a big ask, though.
I mean,
But
It's
I mean, you would have to. Did I say volunteer?
you did. I mean, I think that's
yeah,
assumed,
but
but
I mean, but, they still I mean, they would require training, they would require
right.
psychiatric evaluation. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna be carrying weapons? Because we've seen people in stores carrying weapons shoot people that weren't doing any harm to anyone just because they thought they were dangerous.
Yeah.
True.
Like, it's a whole and then there's the liability of the school, like, as far as insurance and stuff goes, like, it's a
But
whole
I'm not saying it was like
No, I know. I'm
the
not saying it's a for
it's an
sure.
idea. It's
Yeah,
Mhm.
something to build upon.
correct. I
Mhm.
agree. I'm just, like I've been trying to explain this to someone recently, like, I'm often seen as, like, kind of the negative person in my friends group, like, as far as, like, about games and stuff that we play together and things like that, and I feel like I'm not overly negative. I try to be more positive in my life in general, but I am one to be like, find the flaws in something quickly and point them out.
Oh, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Bitch called me lactose intelligent.
So it's just like if there's a plan, I'm not necessarily wanting the plan to fail, but I'm like, okay, what could go wrong? Is my like the first thing I think of. Not how good is this if everything goes right? I'm what could go wrong.
Yes.
And so that's kind of where I approach stuff like that.
I
I
think
have
you're
another one. Oh,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
it kind of goes completely off topic, but I do
Oh,
have another. It
okay.
goes off the topic of school shootings,
I was just
supposedly.
gonna say to Lyle's last comment, I think Lyle's brain goes to like
Negative
analysis.
Nancy land.
No, 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 no. Like he does analysis real quick in his brain on a lot of things like that. And very quickly will point out, like he's saying, will point out those things, good, bad, or otherwise. But I have noticed that you do that.
I think Lyle does not understand how he comes across sometimes. Like, to him, it
Hmm.
is just matter of fact, and to the people around him, it sounds like he hates them.
Like, whoa, bro.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can see
Not,
And
that.
I try to remember that
yeah.
every day, but also I am the type of person that's like, "Excuse me, what did you just say to me?
She'll
How did
definitely
you
take it
just say it to
personally.
me?"
Now I will say I can honestly say I don't really ever feel that way. But I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
And I also take zero of what you guys tell me to heart. Like
Well,
nothing's gonna
you should
hurt
take
my
more.
feelings. Nothing's gonna hurt my feelings. So I don't ever feel that way. But I do see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Does
I'm
make
trying
sense.
I would say I'm generally not trying to be malicious when I'm saying something like that or
Yeah.
mean-spirited or something. I'm just like, just as just for example, so I play a bunch of nerdy games, right? I used to play a bunch of Magic, which is a card game, and one
Yeah.
of the podcasts I listen to, they have a thing called best case scenario mentality, which is you're looking at a card like a Magic card, for example. How good is this when everything goes right? Well,
Hmm.
when everything goes right, you're winning the game anyway. So what you wanna look at is when things are going wrong or you're in trouble, how good is the card then? And then I listen to these other podcasts about other games I play, and they're, like, looking at this new army that's coming out for, like, a tabletop game or something, and they're like, "Oh my god, you can do this and this and this and this, and if you put all these things on this unit, it kills anything in the game." It's like, "Yeah, great, but you have to, like, succeed at all these roles and everything has to be in range of each other. Like they're looking at if everything goes perfect, how good is this? And that's
Mm,
never how I look at anything. I'm like, did you guys not think of what happens if this thing's like slightly out of reach?
sure,
And
sure.
that's how I am about everything I find.
Mhm.
That's how I try to be.
Okay, Aaron, what's your last topic you wanted to bring up?
Childhood cancer.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
wow. That
So
came out of left
scary.
field. Wasn't thinking of that. True.
Anytime, or not even so much just childhood cancer as much as like, okay, now my child is terminally ill.
Right.
Like anytime I see a story with a child specifically where they have developed some disease that they're terminal now or they have childhood care, like my heart breaks for them, number one. And then
Absolutely.
I try and find the details of where, okay, what made this parent notice that
Start
something
questioning.
wrong was their
Mhm.
with their child.
Mhm.
Like that's something I want to know, so that I can be on the lookout for it because it's terrifying that, one day you're just living your life and the next that you can find out that you have something seriously wrong with you or your child.
Right. Hell, I saw an article today about some 48-year-old dude who got some terminal cancer and died within a couple of months, and I was like, "Fuck, that dude looked healthy as shit. How the fuck am I gonna make it?"
Yeah,
Like,
so
that's a good one.
one of my friends in high school, um, I want to say maybe I was in college at the time, but same thing happened with her father.
Mhm.
Diagnosed with cancer and was alive for maybe 3 months.
Crazy, man. Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
incredibly sad when you hear young people dealing with that. And as a parent, I don't even know how you begin to process that. My immediate thought is fucking give it to me instead. Like that
mhm,
would be my first thought.
yeah.
Anyway. All right, kind of a downer of a topic, but I think it's interesting to hear perspective and maybe just get it out there. Stuff to think about, talk about. It ain't going
Yeah,
away, but you know, you can only do so much on those fronts, but be present and actively involved in your kid's life, I think. And from what I see, the way you guys handle it, I think you do a really good job of appropriately talking to your kids. I see it, I pick up on it. It's good to see and hear.
we
Anyway,
try, but,
yeah,
sometimes life
tough.
gets the better of us,
Mhm.
and
There have
especially
been
with them, if they're just being so, like, nonchalant about something. For example, Simon could have very well burned our house to the ground yesterday.
oh gosh.
So,
Yeah.
that's one of the things, like, um, a friend was over visiting, I had a candle lit, and he moved something out of his way, and it landed on top of the candle. And then when I said, "Hey, you put something on top of the candle, you put something on the top of the candle," he looked at it and then, like, didn't do anything.
Just
So,
went back to his Switch.
yeah, we had to have a very lengthy conversation about that. Actually, I didn't take part in the conversation. I know Lyle had a very lengthy conversation with him about that, though.
Yeah.
They focus in on something and the rest of the world vanishes for some reason. And that
Yes.
is so confusing to me because
Yeah.
I've never been like that.
I often wonder, I see it and I wonder, is this just a kid thing? Like, do a lot of kids do that?
I
Or
don't know.
are
Like, I
your
wonder if
kids
it's
unique in that? I
I
can't
wonder if it's
imagine,
like
but
the screen time that modern kids get more
yeah.
than we had. But see, I don't know because when I was a kid, like, yeah, I would go outside and run and play and everything like that and ride my bike and stuff. But I
Yeah.
also watched a lot of TV and I've had video games my whole life and I played a lot of video games.
Yeah.
But, like, they'll, like it takes seconds. They'll start watching, and it doesn't even have to be interesting. Like Oliver, yesterday, somebody was talking to him, and he's like completely zoned out on what Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, like
Yeah.
something for his little sister,
Yeah.
and he's just like out of it. And I'm like, dude, come on. And
Yeah.
see me, I'm always trying to listen to whatever everything else that's happening in the room around me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be shut out like that. I want to hear
Yeah.
all the background chatter. So
Oh,
I
do you?
yeah, I try to.
Before we move on, I want to brag on your oldest kid because when I was there visiting, we went eat lunch at a little place near the soccer field, and we were finishing eating, and Aaron told him to go to the counter to get a to-go box. And so he goes, he does, he comes back with the box, yada yada. And a couple of minutes later, this man, random man, walks up to our table and he's looking at me. He probably doesn't know who his dad is, but he's like, I just want to tell y'all, I just want to let y'all know this, y'all should be very proud of this young man because he went up to that counter, he waited, he was so polite, and he asked for that, and he did a really good job. And I just wanted to let y'all know. And I think I looked at y'all, and Aaron's face was like, "Aw,"
I
but it's
think it
true.
was he said, "Excuse me,"
Oh yeah, right, right.
and
That was
that's
like the trigger
yeah.
that a kid actually just said, "Excuse me."
Mhm.
But that was really nice, and it's so true about your oldest one. He is very much that way. For all
He
his frou-frou-ness, he's such a good kid. They all are.
yeah, he well, we'll see about Claire.
We'll see about that little bitch. Just
'Cause
kidding.
Claire will look me in the face, lovey-dovey it should just be like, "So in love with me," and then just slap the shit out of me.
She hit me for the first time, you guys. She hit me when I was at y'all house because I
What
took
did you
us.
tell her?
I just kind of looked at her real stern. I was like, "You don't hit. That's not nice." And she kind of, I don't know. She might have just grabbed my leg for a second and then ran away and went back to the slide.
Probably rolled her eyes.
Yeah, probably so.
I ain't
But
listening to these motherfuckers.
that was my first little taste of her sass.
Oh yes. She don't hit me, thankfully, but
She know better. All right.
Like,
Anyway.
she seriously will not stop hitting me until Lyle gets involved.
Oh my gosh. Y'all gonna have some knockout drag outs. Get it ready.
I'll send her little ass to Maury. I ain't scared.
Catch me outside.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it's Dr.
We're,
Phil now, my bad.
that's it. All right, let's move along because we've been talking for a while. Let's jump into our non-conspiracy theory segment, but let's recap first.
I don't wanna.
Last week's, you don't want to, last week's topic, I think, was Lyle's. And did you have a chance to look up an answer for us?
did.
Okay, hit us up with the topic and the answer.
All right. One sec. Where did I put that?
No.
Shit.
Now.
No, I don't know. I got a bunch of windows open, okay?
Do it
Close the
now.
drawer and give us the answer.
Okay. The topic was, why are single-use plastics so prevalent?
Oh, yeah. Right.
And I found a few different answers, so I've compiled them a bit here. So
Okay.
they're cheaper and easier for manufacturers and also have more of a wow and marketing factor than paper containers could. The
Oh,
shininess is actually an important factor because, like, if you think of a Baby Ruth wrapper
yeah.
versus like a Hubig's pie wrapper, one of those things kind of pops off the shelf at you a little bit more.
Dude, I see me
But
a Hubig's pie wrap. I'm like, give me that.
the shiny plastic.
I don't know. I
Uh,
like those little paper ketchup cups at the McDonald's. Those are fun.
I
All right.
agree.
Anyway, yeah. But
uh,
continue.
and then in medical environments, they serve a valuable purpose to prevent cross contamination.
Mm.
However, the design of these single-use products is kind of taking into account slash expecting end users to dispose of them properly, like recycling or otherwise, which is often not the case. And then finally, there are some instances of companies leaning towards items intended to be reused, like thicker shopping bags or like more heavy duty like cutlery or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
but many people still treat these as single use, so it's actively worse for the environment to make the reusable ones
Mm.
because people just don't reuse them, basically.
Right.
We forgot to say in 50 words or less.
Oh, yeah, we sure did.
In 50
Do
shut
that
your
one more
mouth
time.
or less.
Do that one more time. Craig, reset.
So there
Okay.
you go. That's what I
There you
got.
go. Good deal. Okay, so this episode's non-conspiracy theory is why are public toilet seats often a U shape instead of the traditional round shape seat like we typically would have at home? So if you notice, you go into like a restaurant or any commercial building or something like that, their toilet seats are often the U with the open in rather than completely rounded, closed loop seat. So why do we think that is?
I'm going to be real. I did not feel
You
this
were not
conspiracy
compelled?
theory.
I have a question before we get started.
Yeah.
Are they like that in the women's bathroom?
Good question.
I think
We're
so.
just assuming.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
No different here.
I was offsite this last 2 weeks at work using a restroom I don't usually use. And for whatever reason, I saw that, and this is the question that crossed my mind. I wonder why these are always like this. And so then I was like, I'm going to ask it on the podcast because Lyle said, make a list of things you really want to know the answer to. And that's what should be your non-conspiracy theory. So that's what I did.
That's how I do it. I'm using y'all as Google.
That's what I did with this one. Okay, so give me your theories. What do you
I'll
think?
go first.
Damn
Okay.
it. Okay.
Most public toilet seats have a U shape so that no one has to raise the toilet seat to use the bathroom. In the event that they do have to raise the toilet seat, they won't have to touch the area of the toilet seat that collects the most bacteria on a regular circle toilet seat. Also, when a person sits down on a U toilet, they don't have to worry about potentially sitting on something else. The U shape provides plenty of space for all shapes and sizes to hang.
Oh,
The end.
how considerate U shape.
Funny
Okay.
you should say that. I thought of some crude and crass reasons because I didn't think the world was ready for the truth. However, now is as good a time as any to come clean to the world. They were developed in Australia for their utility in outback outhouses and dual purpose boomerang capabilities.
Oh,
If you've got to go, but you're also being harassed by a dingo, you've got a weapon at hand and a comfy seat for after. However, as we all know, the toilets spin the opposite direction there, so the gap is in the back center instead of the front center. Down under.
Oh my god.
it's probably my favorite one yet. Oh my god.
Ugh.
A dingo. Oh my god. You are a silly bitch.
True.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Never been to Australia. I'm gonna go for that reason though.
See if it's in the back.
All right. The answer I think is a little more logical than that. So it's
How
really
dare
due
you?
it's it's really due to there's this industrial grade janitorial cleaning device that fits securely onto that U-shaped seat. And what it does is it steam cleans and disinfects that toilet seat kind of all in one shot. So think about commercial spaces that have floors and floors of bathrooms, and these cleaning crews have to come in and clean. Like, how long would it take to really disinfect and clean all of that by hand? They have this machine that there's a hose connected to the device that'll attach either to like a
Use a hoe.
that connects either to a bathroom sink faucet, or some bathrooms have this special water connection just built into the wall somewhere. We don't know where it is because we don't typically see it. We're not looking for it, but they hook up to that one end of the machine, and then built into the head of the device, there's these flushable U-shaped wipes that are built into the cleaning chamber. So you just slide that, they just slide that cleaning chamber over the seat, over the U part of the seat, all the way to the back. They close it, and then the top has a cover, and then they just press clean. The whole seat gets steamed and sanitized with that disposable wipe. Then the wipe is just dropped into the bowl. It's flushable and disposable. And then before it's done, these streams of cleaning solution and water gets jetted into the bowl in like a diagonal direction. So it swirls in the bowl, and then that wipe then is repurposed to clean the inside of the bowl. And then all you do is you flush the toilet, the cleaning procedure is done, you slide the contraption off, you move on to the next seat. Boom, clean, 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 clean. But it needs to be shaped like that because this device is sort of standardized. They don't have a lot of different versions of this industrial grade cleaning device. It's the U shape that fits on the end. But bump. There you go. The more you know.
I will say that I think you're wrong just because in the time it took you to explain how to use said device, I've already cleaned the toilet and moved on to the next one.
No, it's real quick. I mean, I had to give you the breakdown so that the audience can understand what I'm saying, give you a little visual. But it's legit, like it's legit. Slide it on, boop, press, clean, boop, flush toilet, boop, done. Next one, slide it on. You never have to get your hands dirty. So easy.
So easy.
Yep. I'm not sure what they call it though. If anybody knows, let me know. The name of that device is. I've never seen one. I just know all the details.
Just heard about it.
Yeah,
I feel like you would
that's
have.
right.
I
No,
feel like
I'm always
you,
out the buildings by the time the cleaning crew comes. They come late at night. I'm never hanging around.
but you just
Yeah.
explained exactly how to use it.
Yeah. I mean, I have to look it up.
Smart.
But I feel like you would have seen it.
No, I didn't. I didn't see it and not in real life.
You know what I think the item's called? I just looked it up.
Tell
It's
me.
called you'refullofshit.com.
Hey, that's a real good name for a toilet cleaning device. Wow.
Incredible.
I mean, if I was a corporation looking to expedite the cleanliness of my toilets, I'd buy it. All right.
Yeah,
I
makes
hate
sense to
it
me.
here.
She said, I hate it here. Hey, watch out for that open drawer. All right. Moving
You
right
should
along.
question your friendship with Toby Lyle. Because he
Why?
really is. As I get over it, he just puts that flame right
I
back
just
on.
I just open it. I just open it again.
Fine. It's whatever.
I don't really care that much. It's just,
Yeah, it's
I
funny.
sent them a message that said, I took a picture of it. And I said, it's the little things.
I was talking to Craig at the time, the part of the conversation that got deleted. I explained to him that this fool who told me she was going to be up the stairs to record this podcast in just a few is sending me random ass pictures of open drawers in her kitchen, and that I
Which he
couldn't wait.
knows is downstairs.
Right, and I was like, I can't wait to hear the story behind this shit. That's what I told Craig. Then I really heard it, and I liked it. Aaron, tell us something we don't know in this week's
Oh,
Did You Know?
did you know? Hold on.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to hold on. I'm on it right now.
I knew that was coming.
Bitches.
Oh gosh. No, for real though. Hurry the
Okay.
fuck up.
All right. Did you guys know
Nope.
that a chicken once lived for 18 months without a head?
Oh,
Why do I feel like I heard this? But tell us more.
Mike, his name was Mike.
Mike
Mike
the
the
chicken.
Chicken's incredible feat was recorded back in the 1940s in the USA. He survived as his jugular vein and most of his brainstem were left mostly intact, ensuring just enough brain function remained for survival. In the majority of cases, a headless chicken dies in a matter of minutes.
so they don't run around? Or they do?
Like how though?
So Here's a picture. I'm gonna share a picture with you guys.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait,
gruesome.
how did he eat?
Um,
How did he get food?
Maybe they boofed it.
They did what?
They boofed it.
What's that?
Put it in his butt. Let him absorb it.
ew, why do
Oh,
you
is
know that?
not the technical term? Boofed it?
I don't know if it's technical or not.
Never heard this word before. Oh
It
my
looks like
God. Look at Mike.
Oh wow. He almost looks like he has a tiny head.
I know it does.
He really does.
Oh,
We
look, there's his they like kept his head by him.
How
we
rude.
will we will share the pic well, no, you guys just look up Mike the Chicken from the
Yeah.
1940s. You'll
Safer.
find him. Um, so it says on September 10th, 1945, Lloyd Olson and his wife Clara. That sounds sketchy just right there.
It,
Lloyd and Clara Olson
hmm
were killing chickens on their farm in Fruita, Colorado. Olson would decapitate the birds, his wife would clean them up. But one of the 40 or 50 animals that went under Olson's hatchet that day didn't behave like the rest. They got down to the end and had one who was still alive, up and walking around, says the couple's great grandson. The chicken kicked and ran and didn't stop. It was placed in an old apple box on the farm's screen porch for the night, and when Lloyd woke the following morning, he stepped outside to see what had happened. The damn thing was still alive. And they say it's now part of our weird family history.
With a nice set of thighs, I might say.
Yeah.
I mean, you bring that thing to Popeyes and blacken those babies up. Ooh, that's some good eating.
I just want to. Who eats? You know what? I don't trust people that
There
eat
it is.
pickled chicken feet.
No, me either. Oh no.
Anyway, so that's the did you know for the day, the week,
Interesting.
the bye
Yeah,
week.
the bye week. Okay, cool deal.
The bye week. I like that.
Lyle, take it on home. Bring us into our last segment.
Okay, the last segment of the week, and as every week pretty much, is the top 3. And this week it's October. So
Hmm.
I picked an October themed top 3, and it is your top 3 spooky creatures.
Such a good list idea.
Could be from mythology, books, movies, whatever. My only stipulation was I meant more like a creature, like a super type. So like not if you're especially afraid of like Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers, those don't count. We're we're talking about like your trolls or your whatever. We'll see
Mhm.
what everybody lists. I don't want to say too many.
Yeah.
I want to let everybody breathe, let the brooms breathe. I feel like this is going to be our most varied topic yet.
Yeah. I also can't wait to hear. And I have well, I'll just keep it to myself. But yeah, I'm curious.
An honorable mention.
No. Just one that might overlap, but I don't know. Maybe not.
I ain't got no honorable mentions because I know very much what I'm afraid of.
I
I have an idea of what Aaron's are. One of hers is going to be.
Now I didn't pick. I would just say I'm gonna go first. I didn't necessarily choose mine based on my fear of them.
Yeah, me either.
I kind of chose the ones that I just liked the most.
Hmm.
Anyway, you'll see. Now, my number 3 may sort of blur the lines of what you were telling me to stay away from. But as I was thinking about spooky creatures, things that most of my stuff's from like movies, because that's just what I'm exposed to. But this particular one was just, it kept coming up in my brain. So I was like, I gotta choose it, even though it's not super fit in the category of creature. But at any rate, here we are. Number 3. My number 3 is Imhotep, the mummy from the
Okay.
Mummy movies. So he's kind of a person, but he's really a creature when he's the mummy.
Yeah. I feel like
So
mummies as a super type is fine.
yeah,
Although I got creative with the mummies later. We'll see.
So I don't know if you've ever seen the Mummy movies. You know, the 2,500 times they play on TV. I literally watch them every time. I love them so much. Um, I jotted some notes about Imhotep. If you didn't know, Imhotep was the high priest of Osiris under the rule of Pharaoh Seti I. And what happened was he was having an affair with Seti's mistress, Anaxunamun. And the Pharaoh discovered that they were having this affair and they murdered him. But then they got found out. And so Anaxunamun committed suicide with the intention that Imhotep would one day resurrect her. But um, when he and his priests stole her corpse from where she was buried, the I think it's called the Magi, who are the Pharaoh's sacred bodyguards, they found them and they mummified his ass, buried him alive, condemned him with this special curse that involved cutting out his tongue and sealing him in a sarcophagus filled with carnivorous scarab beetles. And the curse transformed him into an undead fiend that kept him in a state of living death so that he would suffer eternally by being eaten alive by these scarabs.
Nice.
That's Imhotep's story.
Some next
I
level torture. Right
always, yeah, I always really liked Egyptian, like the mummies and stuff like that, that genre. And that creature in particular, I like. So there you go. Number 3, Imhotep.
Perfect.
You want another fun fact about him? Because I looked him up to make sure. He was
Please.
born in Memphis, Egypt.
Really?
Oh, nice.
That's it.
Okay.
What about The Rock? Where's he born?
He's born in Hawaii, was he not?
No, he's probably born in actual America somewhere.
I left
Uh,
this out. I left this out because it was getting kind of long, and I was
is
like, man, I have to.
Hawaii not actual America?
Well, yeah, but he would have been born not in Hawaii. He would have been born in Samoa.
He was born in Hayward, California.
Yeah.
Anyway, the real Imhotep, according to what they have documented, says that he was probably some sort of renowned architect who had a hand in building some of the first pyramids, and he was not at all the movie version of who we think Imhotep was. So poor
Right.
guy got a bad rap, but hey, he's famous. The Mummy. Okay, Aaron, number 3.
Okay, my number 3, I did not follow the rules because I was like, immediately, this was one of my top 3, Chucky.
Yeah.
But in order to follow the rules, I will say, like, just any creepy doll, I'm
Haunted
not a
dolls.
I'm not a fan of.
They
Like,
don't do it for you.
Annabelle, I don't want a Annabelle. I don't want a Chucky. Um, and I think what happened with Chucky because, like, I can acknowledge that those movies are not scary, but, like, just the doll itself freaks me out. I think I watched it when I was too young,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kinda tortured me since then.
It scarred you.
Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, another like, anything that's like that, doll-wise, um, Pennywise from It, that's
Mm.
going too far, that does not bother me,
Mm.
but I would say, like, the character Megan from that movie Megan,
Yeah.
like, she didn't really scare me, but there was, like, some parts of it that I was just, like, really creeped out by. And I think it's the faces more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
With her, it was her there was one particular movement that she did that I was just like, "Nope, I'm out."
Ah.
And it wasn't her amazing dance moves.
I never did watch that movie.
I mean, it was ridiculous except for that one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's mine. The
Okay.
creepy dolls.
Yep. I thought creepy dolls would make your list at some point.
Yeah, I kind of assumed Chucky was on there myself.
All right. So for me, number 3, I have mannequins.
Oh,
Whether they be animated, just set decoration, people dressed up and standing as still as possible. Consistently the creepiest part of video games, and at one point the 13th gate for me.
Eh,
It just like if you go into a store, mannequins are not scary. But if you're in
I
like
don't
a
know.
kind of darkened house, spooky house, and you see like just what could be a person standing over there, and you don't know until you get a little closer that it's not a person, except there's a whole room full of them, and some of them are people. They're just holding still until you get close. So,
Oh my God, I'm so fucking scared right now.
so I don't like mannequins in anything.
Okay. What about the group mannequin?
I don't know what that is.
Wasn't there like an 80s group mannequin?
Probably sounds.
Oh no, that's the name of a film in the 80s. Sorry. Okay, anyway. Oh, it's me, number 2.
Number 2 for
My
you.
number 2 is the Kraken.
Nice.
I was exposed to the Kraken first in the 1981 film Clash of the Titans. I remember watching that movie when I was younger. If you've never seen it or any other version of it that has come out since, it's a great movie centered around the Greek myth of Perseus. Um, Let me back up a little bit. So
I'm too young.
you're too young. The Kraken, if you don't know, is a sea monster, and it technically originated in Scandinavian folklore and was thought to have been inspired by like giant octopus and squids. But in the film Clash of the Titans, where I was first exposed to the Kraken, they swapped the Greek monster Thetis with the Scandinavian version of the Kraken. And actually, even more so, the guy who had designed and animated the monster in that film, he kind of made it look like some sort of squid ape hybrid. So if you watch like Pirates of the Caribbean and you think Kraken, the one in Clash of the Titans doesn't really look like the traditional Kraken. At any rate, they're all awesome, and I like Krakens, and I think they're fun
Yeah.
as a spooky monster
It
because
also
anything coming from the deep is scary.
it
What
gave
is
me
it? Clash of the Titan.
Clash of the Titans. Yeah.
make sure 1981 because there's a newer one as well.
Yeah, look up the Kraken from that version. It looks like a weird.
Oh my god.
That was my first exposure to the Kraken.
It also gave me one of my long-term favorite sayings.
Uh
That's like just a throwaway line in the movie that nobody remembers. But you know
huh.
the two comic relief pirates in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies?
Yeah.
They're like in a rowboat at one point, and one of
Right.
them asks the other one, he's like, "Oh, I wonder, is it Kraken or is it Kraken?"
I
And
remember.
the other one goes, "It's a mythological beast. I call it what it wants." And I
Yeah,
always thought that was
that's
so
true.
funny. So every time like I come across some made up ass word in a video game, I'm like, I just call it what I wants.
That's funny.
Cool. Okay. There you go. My number 2, Kraken.
Aaron,
Aaron, number 2.
Oh, it's already me.
We are asleep already.
we are
Okay.
rolling it.
Number 2 for me are the gentlemen.
Explain that.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Do I?
You do know. Um, they are the guys in the episode called Hush from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where they go around and stealing everyone's voices so that they
Okay.
can kill like 7 people
Oh,
Oh.
and steal their souls.
now, when they steal their voice, does the person just have no voice, or like Ariel, or do the gentleman can they now use the voice and impersonate?
The point of stealing the voices is so that no one can hear the people being murdered, their screams.
Ah, yes.
They do look especially creepy, I will say. I just looked them up. They're
So, I
technically
loved
demons.
I loved Buffy. I watched every episode of Buffy when it was airing, and this episode freaked me
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck out.
I remember these guys.
Here's the
Um,
quote. Here's the quote on the webpage that I'm looking at. Can't even shout, can't even cry. The gentlemen are coming by, looking in windows, knocking on doors. They need to take 7 and they might take yours. Can't call to mom, can't say a word. You're gonna die screaming, but you won't be heard.
Nice.
Thank you, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what mansplaining is called?
Were you gonna read that?
Yes.
No.
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
kidding. But thank you for taking over, I appreciate it.
I just participated and added.
I know, I'm kidding.
Okay, it didn't sound like it. Let me open this drawer real quick.
Hey, in in the episode, the gentlemen arrive in Sunnydale to collect 7 hearts. They steal the voices of everyone in town to prevent their victims from screaming. Buffy and her friends must fight the monsters without their voices.
How difficult.
And so, like, if I remember right, they don't like, walk really, they kinda float around. Am
That's
I
creepy.
remembering that right, Lyle?
I don't know. I don't remember the episode. I remember I looked them up and I recognized them, but I don't remember their capabilities.
Yep, you're right. I'm watching the YouTube right now. The bitch is floating.
Yeah, so, like, I have never forgotten, and I've seen that episode once.
They are creepy looking. Okay. Lyle, number deuce.
Number 2 for me is xenomorphs.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
we
the
talked about those.
second or third time the titular aliens have made their way onto one of my lists. They're just so perfectly designed to be spooky and dangerous and horrifying, and I love them.
Nice.
They are the thing that I would least want to encounter, I think.
I definitely approach this list differently than y'all.
I would have zero fucking idea what to do about a xenomorph.
Yeah,
It's like
same.
they're super sneaky, they're fast, they're strong, they're big, and if you hurt them, their blood is acid.
Yeah, so what the
So
fuck?
don't get that on you either.
Was it Ellen Ripley where she's like, "Die, bitch!"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an
What's the line?
Aliens. That's pretty much it. Die, you bitch!
Yeah, yeah. Our dog
Well,
is named after her.
Mhm. Speaking of which, I walked out of the room right at the beginning of the podcast to grab something in the loft, and she was apparently sleeping in the loft, and she got up real fast, and her little beard was all like pushed to one side because of how she was laying heavy.
that's funny. Okay, number 1. My number 1 creature is, coincidentally enough, also from Clash of the Titans. But it's the first creature I thought of when you said spooky creatures. And it is Medusa.
Oh, good.
I've always been captivated by Medusa in anything I've seen her in.
Well, she serves her purpose, right?
He really does. Um, I captured a note here that in some early versions of myths about Medusa, there was a Roman poet, Ovid, who wrote that Medusa was originally a beautiful maiden. But when Neptune, who is the Roman equivalent of Poseidon, mated with her in Minerva's temple, Minerva being the Roman equivalent of Athena, Minerva punished Medusa by, God bless you.
Thanks.
Minerva punished Medusa by transforming her beautiful hair into horrible snakes, thus becoming the Medusa most of us know today. Poor girl. She got fucked twice.
Yeah, pretty much. She's kind of a tragic story for sure.
Oh, Medusa. Anyway, that's my number 1, Medusa.
Nice. Good. That was on my like honorable mentions area,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't quite squeeze her in,
Sure.
unlike Poseidon.
Just keep coming. Oh, repeat it again. Okay.
Ugh.
For number one.
My number one, Lyle, do you know it?
If it's not creepy dolls, no. Actually.
Okay.
Wait, I have an idea, actually. I think I might know it.
Okay, type it out and send it to me on Discord, but I'm not gonna.
Well, hell, put it in the so I can see it too.
Damn it, I saw it.
You son of a bitch.
Do you know what specific ones though? Yes. The 30 Days of Night vampires.
Oh,
Those things were ruthless. They freaked me out. That was a
Made her
really
cry?
it was a really good movie, but there was a part of that um movie where they are shooting it from, help me, what's the word?
Like a
An
drone?
aerial view of it,
Yeah.
of them on the snow, running back and forth really quickly, destroying the town, ripping people apart, there's blood everywhere. It literally brought me to tears.
oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
This was when we lived in our old house. I don't think we were married yet. Maybe we were, but definitely no kids. And I was so freaked out. Like I couldn't sleep that night. It was insane.
Hmm, that's crazy.
I was fine. And when they did the aerial view, I was just like so disturbed that it literally brought me to tears.
Wow.
And you can just Google them, but I'll send you a picture
Okay.
of one of them. But like they had child vampires too and everything.
Oh, creepy.
They weren't like the kind of vampires in the shows where like they're attractive all the time and then,
Right.
they glitter in the sun.
They almost have alien-like faces
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. So the closest vampires that I have seen actually are from Buffy. Because whenever the vampires turn in Buffy, they do have like this sort of like their face shape changes a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, where every other vampire I've seen in, like, shows like Buffy and stuff and, like, Vampire Diaries, really just their teeth change, maybe
Mhm.
their eyes change a little bit. Anyway, these become actual monsters.
Yeah,
Hmm.
not more the Nosferatu version of a vampire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, a combination of a zombie and a vampire, like, you are a vampire, and that is all you are.
Mm.
But anyway, this movie, in case you didn't know, have you seen it before, Toby?
Don't think so.
Okay, I'm not about to recommend it to you.
Right.
It is based on a comic series, which I did not know, but um, it is set on a polar night um, in Alaska. So, there's a place in Alaska where famously they have like 30 days of night. And in this particular film, most people leave during that time because their work just changes and all of that, but some people stay back. And I can't remember if it happens every year. I don't think so. I think it just randomly happened this one year that they were there, but Josh Hartnett is the lead in the movie,
Yeah.
and he's like a sheriff or something. But anyway, those vampires.
Got it.
I recommend the movie to anyone that isn't Toby.
Because she's over recommending anything to me.
It's very
True.
true.
True story.
So rude.
Oh, yeah.
I
Spooky.
mean, I have good reasoning.
Hope you wake up to every drawer open in your kitchen.
That could be arranged.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me much. Let me just say
I
that.
have a Venmo too, you know.
Ah, Lyle, what's your number one?
Zombies.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Terribly overused, overdone, played out, but there's
Effective.
still a lot of life in the dead. Fun variants and causes, like in the game I'm playing right now, they can be fast or slow or both. And then there are the offshoots, like mummies and skeletons. They are also represent the apocalypse I most want to try to survive, and I think I could be successful in.
Yep, I'm going to find Lyle when the zombies come. That's why I'm going.
So that's it.
We
I just like I know they got way overused for a little while there, and it's kind of dialed back a little bit, but there's just a lot of things you could do. It could be a virus, it could be voodoo magic, it could be curses, it could be parasites or um what are they right now in the game I'm playing? They're like fungus, like a fungal parasite,
Yeah,
like what infects ants and stuff.
yeah.
So
They could be a love story.
yeah,
How
I'm
did
bet
the how did the zombie prepare for her dinner date?
don't know.
She dressed to kill. But
I regret laughing at that.
I didn't laugh at it.
okay. Wow, we had a long one today, you guys. That's what
Did
she
we?
said. I think we did. So at the beginning of this episode, I don't remember if it was in the version that got recorded or not. We talked about this top three list being a segue to next episode, which will be right before Halloween. So we're thinking we might do a Halloween themed show for you
Give me a date.
next episode. I think it's like the 25th, the 23rd it'll release on.
Yeah,
Okay.
record on the 20th or the 21st.
And then the next one after will be after. So that would be our Halloween show. And
Halloween.
then that takes us into just looking ahead, that takes us into November, December. We may take a little break. We may record like only one show in November and only one show in December with holidays and everything else going on.
And those would be, I think, heavily sort of
Themed, maybe.
maybe not Thanksgiving themed, but maybe we can say what we're thankful for, a few things.
Sure.
And December can be Christmas themed, but we'll have a fun spin to it.
Yeah.
No more of this Debbie Downer stuff like we had at the beginning.
Right. We got to get serious sometimes. And then next year we're going to come back and we're going to try to switch things up at least a little bit. But as of now we're planning to keep on rolling, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But it's been a fun year. This was episode 20.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we made it through episode 20, you guys.
Look
Good
at us
job.
go.
I know. Boop boop. Well, thanks for listening, and we will see you guys on a spooky Halloween episode in about 2 weeks. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.